Do you ever stop to consider how safe your digital life truly is? It's a question that hangs in the air like a specter, growing more potent with each passing day. As our world becomes increasingly digitized, our reliance on technology grows. It's in our pockets, on our desks, in our cars, in our homes. It's the first thing we reach for in the morning and the last thing we put down at night. Yet as we embrace this digital revolution, we must also recognize the risks that come with it. We're talking about cybersecurity, the unseen guardian of our online lives. But what is it, really? Simply put, cybersecurity is the practice of protecting our electronic data from malicious attacks. Sounds essential, right? Yet many of us don't give it a second thought until it's too late. In recent years, we've seen a surge in cybercrime. The numbers are staggering. In 2023 alone, an estimated 1 in 3 internet users fell victim to some form of cybercrime. That's a mind-boggling statistic. Think about it. You're 3 times more likely to be a victim of cybercrime than a car accident. The potential impact on individual users is immense. From identity theft to financial loss, the fallout from a cyber attack can be catastrophic. It can take years to recover, both financially and emotionally. Even worse, in an age where our digital footprint extends into every corner of our lives, the consequences of a cyber attack can ripple outwards, affecting our personal relationships, our jobs, and our reputations. So yes, the stakes are high enough that we should all be paying attention. Cybersecurity isn't just for tech geniuses or big corporations. It's for everyone who owns a smartphone, has an email account, or shops online. It's for you. So, it's high time we all take cybersecurity seriously, don't you think? First things first, what exactly is cybersecurity? Well, in its simplest form, cybersecurity is the practice of protecting our digital lives. Imagine a fortress with its tall walls and sturdy gates. The fortress is your computer, your phone, your tablet, and the digital information they contain. The walls and gates, that's cybersecurity, standing guard against any threats that might come knocking. Now, these threats aren't knights with swords, but they can be just as damaging. They're digital attacks that aim to access, change, or destroy sensitive information, interrupt normal business processes, or simply cause havoc in our digital lives. These attacks can take many forms, from viruses and malware that infect your devices to phishing scams that trick you into handing over important information. Cybersecurity's purpose, then, is to prevent these attacks from succeeding. It's about building and maintaining those digital walls and gates, making them as tough and resilient as possible. It involves implementing measures to protect systems, networks, and programs from these digital threats. But it's not just about defense. Cybersecurity also involves detecting threats when they occur, responding to them effectively, and recovering from any damage they might cause. It's a continuous process of protection, detection, response, and recovery. And it's not just for big corporations or government organizations. Cybersecurity is important for everyone who uses digital devices. Whether you're checking your emails, shopping online, or just browsing the web, you're a potential target for digital attacks. That's why understanding cybersecurity is so important. It's not just a tech term to be left to the experts. It's a fundamental part of our modern digital lives. So when we talk about cybersecurity, we're talking about a wide-ranging field that encompasses everything from the security of individual devices to the stability of the global internet. It's about protecting our digital lives, our digital identities, and our digital futures. Understanding cybersecurity is the first step towards a safer digital life. Did you know there are several aspects to cybersecurity? It's a multifaceted field that includes network security, information security, application security, and operational security. Each of these aspects is a cog in the grand machine that guards our digital lives. Let's start with network security. This is the process of protecting the network from intruders, be it targeted attackers or opportunistic malware. It's like a castle's moat, acting as the first line of defense against unwanted guests. It involves measures to prevent unauthorized access, misuse, malfunction, modification, or denial of a computer network and network-accessible resources. Next up is information security, often called InfoSec. This aspect is all about safeguarding information from unauthorized access to avoid identity theft and to protect privacy. InfoSec is the knight in shining armor, protecting the castle's treasure, our sensitive data. Third on our list is application security. This involves making apps more secure by finding, fixing, and enhancing the security of applications. Much like a castle's drawbridge, application security ensures that only the right people can cross into the fort, keeping malicious threats at bay. Last, but by no means least, is operational security. This involves the process and decisions for handling and protecting data assets. Picture it as the castle's guards, constantly patrolling and making sure everything is running smoothly. It's about having the right practices in place to manage and protect data effectively. Each of these aspects, network security, information security, application security, and operational security, are integral to the overall structure of cybersecurity. They interlock and work together, creating a fortified defense against cyber threats. So, the next time you log onto your computer or use an app on your phone, remember the invisible shield of cybersecurity that surrounds you. It's a complex, multifaceted system that works tirelessly around the clock to protect your digital world. Each aspect plays a critical role in protecting our digital lives. Now that we've covered the basics, what kind of threats should we be on the lookout for? First, we have malware. This is a broad term used to describe any malicious software designed to harm your computer or network. It can be as simple as an annoying pop-up ad, or as complex as a program that records your every keystroke, giving hackers access to your most private information. Next up is phishing. This is a deceptive practice where cyber criminals pretend to be trustworthy entities in an attempt to gain your personal information. You've probably seen this in the form of an email from a bank asking you to confirm your account details. The goal here is to trick you into handing over your sensitive data voluntarily. Then we have ransomware. This is a type of malware that locks you out of your own files and demands a ransom to get them back. Imagine coming home to find your house locked and a note on the door demanding money for the keys. That's essentially what ransomware does to your digital space. Now you might be thinking, I'm just an average Joe. Why would anyone target me? Well, cybercriminals cast a wide net. They're not just after big corporations or government entities. Anyone with a digital footprint is a potential target, so it's essential to be aware and stay vigilant. What about those mysterious links and attachments in your email? Those are another common threat. They can be laced with malware or lead you to phishing sites. As a rule of thumb, never click on a link or download an attachment unless you are absolutely sure it's safe. And let's not forget about social engineering. This is where a hacker manipulates you into breaking normal security procedures. They might pose as a coworker asking for a password or a tech support agent needing remote access to your computer. Always be skeptical of unsolicited requests for information or access. Knowledge is power. Being aware of these threats is your first line of defense. It's a wild world out there in the digital universe, but with a little knowledge and a lot of caution, you can keep your cyber world safe and secure. So how can we protect ourselves from these cyber threats? Well, the first line of defense against cyber threats is creating strong, unique passwords for all your online accounts. Think of them as the keys to your digital home. You wouldn't use the same key for your house, car, and office, would you? Likewise, avoid using the same password across multiple sites. Now, coming up with unique passwords for each account can be a daunting task. That's where password managers come into play. These tools can generate and store complex passwords for you, locking them behind one master password. But don't just stop at strong passwords. Two-factor authentication, or 2FA, adds an extra layer of security. It's like having a double lock on your door. Even if someone manages to guess your password, they'd still need a second factor, usually a code sent to your phone to access your account. Of course, the digital world is ever evolving, and so are the threats. That's why it's crucial to keep your software up to date. Think of updates as your device's health checkups. They patch vulnerabilities, fix bugs, and often come with improved security features. So don't ignore those update notifications. Instead, make it a habit to install updates as soon as they're available. Lastly, practice safe browsing. Be wary of suspicious links and avoid visiting unsecured websites. Remember, not all that glitters is gold. That too good to be true deal or the unexpected email from a long-lost relative might be a trap set by cybercriminals. In the end, staying safe online is a lot like staying safe in the real world. It involves being aware, taking the right precautions, and staying vigilant. Remember, a little precaution goes a long way in cybersecurity. Ever wondered why your devices keep asking for updates? It's not just to annoy you, I promise. In fact, it's quite the contrary. These updates are pivotal in ensuring your device's longevity and your data's security. So let's dive into the importance of regular updates. Picture this. Software is like a constantly evolving creature. As technology advances, so does software. But with every new development, potential weaknesses or vulnerabilities may emerge, waiting to be exploited by cybercriminals. That's where updates come in. They are essentially the armor, the shield, the safeguard that fortifies your software against these potential threats. Updates often include security patches. Think of these patches like a plaster for a wound. When a vulnerability is discovered in a system, developers work tirelessly to create a fix, which is then released as a patch. This patch is then applied through an update, healing the vulnerability and making the system more secure. But it's not just about fixing vulnerabilities. Updates also bring enhancements to the system's functionality, improving performance, introducing new features, and ensuring compatibility with other software. So, by skipping an update, you might not only be leaving your system exposed to threats, but you could also be missing out on a more streamlined, efficient, and enjoyable user experience. Moreover, regular updates show that the developers are committed to their product and its users. They're continuously working to make the software better, safer, and more efficient. It's a clear sign of a product that's well maintained and cared for. In the cyber world, threats are always evolving, always adapting. They're like the flu virus, constantly changing and finding new ways to infiltrate systems. That's why it's important to keep your software and systems up to date. It's the best way to stay one step ahead of these cyber threats. So don't ignore those update notifications. They're more important than you think. Regular updates are your first line of defense in the ever-changing landscape of cyber threats. So the next time you see that update notification, don't just dismiss it, embrace it, because it's doing more for you than you might realize. What about antivirus software? Is it really necessary? Let's dive into that. Antivirus software plays a pivotal role in the realm of cybersecurity. It's like the goalkeeper in a soccer match. It's there to ensure that nothing harmful gets past it and into your system. So how does it work? Well, imagine antivirus software as a vigilant watchman, constantly scanning the files and software on your computer. It compares these items against a database of known threats, looking for any similarities. If it finds a match, it springs into action to neutralize the threat before it can cause any damage. But the role of antivirus software isn't just about defense. It also plays an offensive role. Some antivirus programs are equipped with heuristics, which analyze the behavior of software and files. If a program starts acting suspiciously, like trying to access a protected area of your system, the antivirus software raises the alarm and takes action. But why is antivirus software so necessary? In today's digital age, we're more connected than ever. This increased connectivity, while offering numerous benefits, also presents an array of potential vulnerabilities. Without an antivirus, your computer is like an open vault, inviting any opportunistic hacker to take a shot at it. Antivirus software is especially crucial for businesses. With the amount of sensitive data they hold, falling victim to a cyber attack can have devastating consequences. By having robust antivirus software in place, businesses can add an extra layer of protection to their digital assets. It's important to remember, however, that no antivirus software is a silver bullet. It's just one part of a comprehensive cybersecurity strategy. Regular system updates, secure passwords, and safe online practices are equally important in maintaining a strong defense against cyber threats. In summary, antivirus software is a vital tool in the fight against cyber threats. It's like your personal digital bodyguard, constantly on watch, ready to counter any threats that come your way. Think of antivirus software as your personal digital bodyguard. Remember, cybersecurity isn't just an individual responsibility. It's a shared task, an integral part of our interconnected digital society. Every one of us, from the solo internet surfer to the mammoth tech corporations, from the small business owner to the government agencies, we all have a critical role to play in the grand scheme of cybersecurity. So what does this shared responsibility look like? Well, let's start with the individual. Each of us, as digital citizens, must be vigilant. We need to be aware of the threats that lurk in the digital shadows, and we must take steps to protect ourselves. This includes creating strong, unique passwords, being cautious about the information we share online, and staying informed about the latest cyber threats. On the other end of the spectrum, we have corporations and businesses. They hold vast amounts of sensitive data. It's their duty to safeguard this information, not just for their own sake, but for the sake of their customers, their employees, and the wider public. Implementing robust cybersecurity measures, educating their employees about safe online practices, and investing in cutting-edge security technologies are just a few ways they can uphold their part of the bargain. And then there's the government. The role of governments in cybersecurity cannot be overstated. They're responsible for establishing and enforcing laws to protect their citizens from cyber threats. They also need to work collaboratively with other nations to tackle global cybercrime, which knows no borders. But the fight against cybercrime isn't a series of isolated efforts. It's a collaborative endeavor. It requires constant communication, cooperation, and coordination among all parties involved. We need to share knowledge, resources, and strategies. We need to learn from each other's experiences and mistakes. Remember, in this digital age, we're all in this together. Each of us has a part to play, a contribution to make. And if we each do our bit, if we each take up our shared responsibility, we can make a significant dent in the world of cybercrime. Together, we can make the digital world a safer place. Let's revisit what we've learned today. We kicked off with a simple yet crucial question. Are you aware? From there, we dove into the vast ocean of cybersecurity, exploring its various aspects and understanding its significance in our digital lives. We established that cybersecurity isn't just a term, it's a shield, a virtual safeguard that protects our online presence from nefarious elements lurking in the shadows of the World Wide Web. It's a fortress that keeps our data, our identities, and our digital footprints secure. We then took a closer look at the potential threats that exist online, the digital wolves in sheep's clothing. These threats are ever-present and ever-evolving, making it crucial for us to stay vigilant and informed. Our journey then led us to practical strategies to enhance our online safety. We recognized the importance of strong, unique passwords, secure networks, and cautious online behavior. We learned that the key to online security is not just about having the right tools, but also about adopting the right habits. From there, we ventured into the realm of regular updates, understanding their essential role in keeping our devices and applications fortified against the latest threats. We discovered that updates are not mere enhancements. They are crucial patches that fix vulnerabilities and strengthen our cyber defenses. Next, we highlighted the role of antivirus software, a vital cog in the machinery of cybersecurity. We acknowledge that while antivirus software is not a silver bullet, it forms an essential layer of protection against malware and other online threats. Finally, we acknowledge that cybersecurity is a shared responsibility. It's not just about protecting ourselves, but also about contributing to a safer, more secure digital ecosystem. Stay safe out there in the digital world, and remember, your online security is in your hands. Before we end this video, let's take a moment to consider our role in the grand scheme of cybersecurity. You see, cybersecurity isn't just about protecting your own digital footprint. It's about contributing to a safer, more secure digital world for everyone. It's about understanding that every single one of us can make a difference. And you, my friend, have just taken a significant step towards making that difference. You've taken the time to equip yourself with the knowledge to navigate the online world safely. You've learned about the importance of regular updates, the role of antivirus software, and how to identify and avoid potential threats. But what good is knowledge if it isn't shared? Think about your friends, your family, your colleagues. How many of them are aware of the dangers lurking in the digital world? How many of them know how to protect themselves? If you found this video helpful, imagine how much it could help them. So here's my call to action for you. Share this video. Share it on your social media platforms, in your group chats, in your office emails. Share it with your parents, your siblings, your friends. Share it with anyone and everyone you care about, because the more people who are aware of the importance of cybersecurity, the safer our digital world becomes. And while you're at it, why not share your thoughts as well? Let's start a conversation about cybersecurity. Comment below about your experiences, your concerns, your tips. Because remember, we're all in this together. We all have a part to play in ensuring a safer digital world. Please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more informative content like this. Remember, knowledge shared is knowledge gained. Let's all do our part in spreading cybersecurity awareness. Because at the end of the day, we're not just protecting ourselves, we're protecting each other.